Hello, viewers. I'm SB,
And I'm Amabel.
and welcome back to Amabel Goes to Forex School Endless Legend 2 Edition. I thought I'd start here on this screen to show us. This is kind of a very vague sense of how things are going. It's tricky to know exactly what these numbers mean, but you do get a little bit of a breakdown when you mouse over these. You can see we are currently tied for lowest score, with our neighbor, the aspects, having the highest score, like a full third above us.
Okay.
But it is worth noting that their technological score is actually below ours. We have a 3486, while they have a 2822. A big part of their value is coming from their combined military and diplomacy.
Okay.
Whereas our military score is 1871 right now, and our diplomacy is only 2,000. So we have about 4,000 points combined in those two categories, and they're like 12,500.
Now the other
Which is
victory
basically
conditions.
the entire gap between our scores.
Yeah. When did the other victory conditions open up? Is that after the next monsoon?
We got the we got the event that formalized these numbers, I believe, on turn 100 last game.
Okay.
So I would expect it to be on turn 100 this game as well. It could have just been a coincidence. It might be, end of third monsoon or whatever, but it seemed it seemed like a an important thing. At the moment, if the player who has the highest military score wants to be our best friend, I think that's fine. I think we can ride with
Yeah.
that. These games, though, I've never really played one where player score was a good stand-in for how well you're doing or how likely you are to win the game, which you might call sort of a generalized failure, given that that's like the only use that could possibly have, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it
I, I, I,
just,
I
you know,
I mean, I guess as a measure, because there is like a scoring victory if the other victories aren't achieved.
yes. If the other victories do not happen, and the timer runs out, I've never seen that happen in a game where players were trying to win.
Right. Uh, and it might be all right as like a measure of one's capacity to pursue victory conditions, but because these games have the different ways to win, the different victory conditions, it's not really something that's easy to measure numerically.
No, it's extremely not, and that's a big part of the reason that I don't like. It's not something I
Yeah.
really harp on or care about because, like, I don't know how you would do a better job, frankly.
You know, I've designed a few games that utilize competing victory conditions where you win by doing this thing or by doing that thing, and often they it's hard. You can measure your success in one or the other. They don't really correlate as much, and uh, it makes it very exciting playing the games. I hope. I think they're exciting. Players might disagree. I can check Board Game Geek to find out about that, but because someone can come from behind and win this other way. And something you and I talked about, there's a stream we did. It's not part of the Forex series in this playlist, but it's somewhere among the streams. Uh, we did a stream where you like defined what you think is a Forex and is not a Forex, and also kind of defined what was going to be in the series, what isn't going to be in this series. And one of the things you said makes it a Forex is having those multiple victory conditions that could be pursued somewhat independently of each other, even if in practice the way the game's feedback loops work, as you get better at one thing, you get better at all the other things, and you kind of generally get capacity to pursue any of them.
And to be
That's
clear,
oversimplifying.
I do think that's bad, and that should. The fact that
Yeah,
it works that way now is unfortunate. The fact that it works that way now in most games is unfortunate, and it shouldn't be that way.
yeah. Like the thing like the games I've done with the multiple victory conditions tend to be very. One of the conditions has to be very shoot the moon. Are you familiar with shoot the moon?
Yeah, but don't talk to me.
Okay. Viewers, if you're familiar with Shoot the Moon, put it in the comments. No, so Shoot the Moon is something in, I want to say, Hearts, where you can win the game by not winning any tricks. And so you are looking for instead of the usual scoring victory condition, you're trying to score nothing, essentially. And incentivizes some very interesting play patterns. And it does get away from the kind of problem of the victory conditions all being like a different flavor of thing that you can pivot towards. And I'll have games where you win by having the highest score, unless you have the lowest score and then the highest of this other thing. And if there is a way in which the feedback loops in these games were not so constantly reinforcing of each other. And it's not constantly like gaining power across the board, where you could have a position that's a little more articulated and a little more like, okay, I'm going all in on military. If it doesn't work, I am fucked. I think that's the big thing is I don't feel like there's a whole lot of risk pursuing one victory condition over another in a lot of these games.
Yeah,
I think you climb on a limb a bit more.
it either needs to be the case that specializing in one thing specializes you to a great degree, to a much greater degree. The resources do not play across the victory types, or it needs to be the case that getting better at one thing makes you worse at others.
Yeah.
And the kinds of people who play 4X games not because they're looking for an interesting game, but because they're looking for an opiate, are never going to accept either of those things.
Right.
And you laughed when I said that, but like, believe me, first of all, a significant portion of the players, a significant portion of the purchasers, I should say, and secondly, don't think for a second that the people who make these games are not aware of that.
Yeah, just one more turn. Yeah, I get it.
I don't know that that's what just one more turn. That okay. I think you're backwards there, but
all right. But
there are a lot of people who just want to like they'll use the phrase turn their brain off or unplug their brain. They want to just sit down in front of a thing, make number go up, paint map color, and that's part of the reason that like AI is not a big focus is because like actually the target audience kind of doesn't want there to be great AI necessarily all the time. And I'm not saying everybody, and I'm not trying to like overstate the degree of this, but I remembered we should actually build that glass steel extractor after we went to all the trouble of picking that up. But like, there's a lot of people who want to play these games kind of as a way to deaden themselves to the world, to de-stress, not to dissociate is the word I want. There's a lot of people who play these games as a method of dissociation, who don't actually want them to be intricate and difficult. But those people won't tell you that generally.
No, because there's a tendency to want to.
Look, it's the thing
again.
What
is this?
It's the thing again. What do you mean, what is this? We saw this before.
Go visit. Go visit.
It died before we got to it. Yeah, now I need to go say howdy.
Yeah, there's a tendency that people have generally, and I'm not immune to this, to kind of imbue one's pursuits with... Because there are things I do dissociate. There are games I play, like, after my therapy, I fire up Mixolumia. I call that self-care instead of dissociation, and maybe it's a little bit of both, but I'm not going to pretend that it's, I'm doing to turn my brain on.
And I don't want to come across like I'm being too negative.
Right.
Here.
No. That said, I am going to quote you that, because basically what you said, I'm going to paraphrase, is that people who play Civ basically want to play Farmville. So I'm going to put that on Blue Sky, quote you.
Emphatically not what I'm saying. But I do think, that it has to be recognized that there are large groups of people playing these games for divergent reasons, and that
Yeah.
some of the fact that these games do not evolve in the way that like you or I might like them to is because at least one group for at least one group of those people that would be a negative value advancement.
Right. Right. And I'm always looking, the games I make are extremely niche and
Yeah.
they're extremely targeted at very specific experiences and audiences. And there's a reason why they don't have like broad appeal. And they're also not very expensive to make. These are pretty expensive to make, and they want to have that broad appeal. And so the things that would make it sharper for me in the ways I would like, that would solve what I see as problems with the genre, both mechanically and from a modeling standpoint, are not problems for the core audience or for some of the core audience, and would make it a more specific thing and less generally appealing. I absolutely understand that.
The Doom Wraiths, they are come.
Oh,
What?
okay.
What's up?
Sorry, I thought I had grabbed a Dr. Pepper.
Uh-huh.
It was one of your cherry 7-Ups. So first of all, I'm sorry I'm drinking one of your cherry 7-Ups, but secondly,
You are allowed to
I've
drink
never
cherry 7.
tasted that before. I was not experiencing. I was not.
Well,
expecting.
it's certainly different than the other thing.
Just caught me off guard. Sorry about that.
So this thing has a rough strength rating of 1194. We probably want both of our big armies together to fight it. So I might just actually have this army hang out here. And not close enough to get rushed by the thing, but close enough to track its movement as the big army approaches. And let's see if we can avoid getting our stuff shredded by these things this time. So this would be 400 to attach. All right, Antigua needs to finish its thing here. Yeah, I'm trying to like save up some resources here because I don't remember how closing rifts goes. I want to walk up to that rift with some resources, but also we do have to lock up some stuff. I guess I don't really need to expand this. I'm just like I'm a little nervous. The Sheridan, while you were talking, I don't know how cognizant you were. The Sheridan walked over and started burning down, started like raising some of our stuff, and I managed to buy them into a non-aggression pact, which they had to stop so that they did not break which caused them to stop burning our stuff down, so as to not break the pact. But I am definitely a little worried about that. It does suggest that they're maybe not afraid of us at the very least, which I don't love. I love it when people are afraid of us. What do we want to build here first? So the Hyperion deposit's right there. I'm going to assume that extractors count as districts if the minor faction villages count as districts for the purpose of leveling up and stuff. And so this would be a pretty good place to put something that we want to level up quickly. Is that thing... That thing might be a farm, actually, in this location. Is this city... It is not food focused yet, but it should be. Okay. And then we currently don't have a Holioculum project running. So how many called do we have? We have 5 called in this city. I'm wondering if this is maybe a good time, because when you do the esoteric delegation, it sends all of your called. equally distributed among other cities. Potentially causes some religious unrest especially because it's the forbidden action of our type, right? What's the word they use there? Defamed.
Okay.
This is the defamed action of our political balance. But our armies are near the cities anyway. Like we've already grabbed the sort of like medium distance out curiosities that spawned with the monsoon. I took a special effort to be ready for those, and we grabbed a lot of them. We got a lot of resources out of that. I think we could afford to do this.
Okay.
It'll only take one turn to charge. We have enough science. Because we don't want to drop our population too much when we do this, right?
Yeah.
All right, we're trying. I'm trying. I'm trying to come to grips with the way that this faction is played. They're definitely unusual. All right, the stuff over here that's further from the other players, I'm trusting the one scout to be able to handle. It was just the things that were near the border and whatnot. I wanted to make sure we got very quickly with our army, who, remember, has plus movement on curiosity gain, on top of the fact that these curiosities give you movement when you pick them up. You guys might just stay put again. Okay, and here in Suraban, we do want to make some improvements to generate resources, of course. I'm gonna need to put down some approval districts pretty soon, I think. So our divine oculum is level 3, in fact. I didn't realize districts could level to 3. It seems like it's just this one, actually. The others all say level 2 max on them. Okay, yeah, so we can put down like a, we could put down a... I thought we had a district that drove approval. Do we not? Am I wrong about that? We totally don't.
I don't see one.
Amabel, what was I thinking?
I don't know.
Cool, good.
Sorry.
How dare you not keep my madness in check? What are you thinking?
I
Well,
mean,
can't go wrong
you've
with more
told me
laughs.
before that's not my job, so I'm...
It better not be your job, because it's impossible. I don't know what you would do. I don't like this thing running off into the corner, trying to get hard to fight. Don't care for that at all.
Yeah, stop trying to get hard.
Amabel Holland. This thing. You're talking that way to this thing. It has two... I did not realize it had a sort of like a bifurcated tail structure. Don't care for it. Okay, we're allowed to move
I
through...
like this.
We're allowed to move through the tile at the river source. I didn't realize. But, we can't maintain a temporary bridge during the... storm anyway. Oh, but I did go back and get the ability to build permanent bridges. I should probably have done some of that.
Yeah.
Hold on.
We're in the storm presently?
Purchase. Yeah.
Right.
Look at the water.
Isn't there
Look at the lightning.
Okay, yeah, right. Isn't there...
Storm clouds.
I thought it was just dark out. Isn't there a festival that we can do during the?
Hmm?
I remember when we first read about our faction, they said there was a festival we could do during the monsoon. Am I fabricating that?
Grants the city action hold Tahuk Festival. No, you're not. I have forgotten totally about that. You are right. That is absolutely a real thing. So it's an action the cities have? Where would that be? Oh, here's a button. A Tahuk festival
Okay.
gives economic boosts after the sacrifice of population. It will also change the yields of your called. So we can sacrifice a point of population to get 5 turns of these boosts. Each subsequent use requires more population. It doesn't feel to me like I want to do that.
Okay.
Right? Paying population's pretty serious. Even outside of the obvious, like, diegetic ethical concerns or whatever. It's like
Right.
those people work for us. I need their resources. Okay, yeah, this thing's being a bit of a jerk. It is intentionally fleeing. But that's okay. We're on it. We're gonna resolve this corruption. We're also gonna get our scout the hell out of here so we don't get eaten by the vestige. Who I would love to fight if I can get rid of this doom thing in time. So
Yeah.
there's a rift here. I do not remember how rifts are closed, but I'm sending this lone scout over there, and hopefully
He'll
he's
figure it
able to
out.
do it. If all it is just like channeling resources, then it should only take 1 unit to do it, right? It's the question is there in fact quite a lot more to it? And I don't know. Plus 8
It
science.
turns out there's a
gobbling.
rhythm mini game to close the rift.
I'll start very slowly building a corkscrew drill. We'll have a lot more of like interest to do in this city once the tidefall happens. Once the drawback occurs, you know? Oh, did I want to grab Dundala as well? I guess... I don't know. It's not a thing we need to worry about right now. I like it. We're still kind of not as expanded as we probably should be. Like, I do need to actually have somebody grab Oracle for us so that we can connect it to Braith, which was part of the point of settling Braith in the first place. All right, one problem at a time, I suppose. And problem number 1 right now is the Doom Wraith. Yeah, I know. Look at that. He bristles. He menaces. He does not initiate attack, though, giving me time to go into my equipment screens and make sure that we're like reasonably happy with what we have equipped. So right now you have the Scion's Charm. Resilience and Might is definitely better for you, and Immobilizing Strike is probably a good thing to give you as well. So this gives a little bit less damage, but it has 3 stat points on it instead of 1. Gives you Power Slash 2. Greater Cleave. But this has Breaching Attack, which is pretty valuable.
In addition to the power slash too, so
Yeah, and then also this has like slightly higher base damage.
yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it like that. I think we're good-ish. Okay, so we also have a bottleneck here. Well, kind of. Their units can run up the side, I suppose. Like we do, we have to control both sides. But we have like my point is we have a spot where the archers can be relatively safe. Oh, don't do that. I'm trying to move units around here. There we go. So one of the big tough heroes up there. Probably don't want a scouting unit in front. We probably want real sword and shield guys in front. I wish you could see the cards of the units you're selecting. They would just come up here. Because we have some units who are range 3 and some units who are range 4. And it's really important to me that the right ones end up in the right places for obvious reasons. Alright, we're going to do this manually because Amabel will be sad.
Yeah. I can't believe you did this, though.
Okay. You know, the thing about that is it's funny every single time.
Like most of my jokes.
Like most of your jokes. Every single time. Oh, okay. We can actually fight in the river space. The river space is live. I did not
Sweetheart,
realize. Yeah.
my prediction is you are going to kick this thing's ass and do it with great skill.
I just don't understand it. Okay. So some of the river spaces are live, not all of them.
That was for the OG fans.
Yeah, no, but the thing I don't understand is, like, was there ever a joke? Or was it always just, that's not how the word is said, ha ha?
It's called a callback, sweetheart.
No, I understand the callback part. What I'm asking is about the thing to which you are calling back.
Well, see, the thing that's funny about it, and
Yeah, tell me.
please continue to love me,
Okay,
is how much it irritates you.
I kind of thought that might be it, but I wanted you to admit it out loud. Look at that. I illuminated these foes, Amabel. They're so illuminated. Cool. Now, I'm intentionally not killing this one early because I want to try to baffle the movement of the Doomwraith a little bit.
Okay, that makes sense. That's good tactics.
Oh, except some of us can't really move as effectively as I was hoping into actual combat. Well, you'll still survive the hit. Yeah, all right. You two haven't had anything to do, but you're just going to go into defense mode. I think that's a pretty strong open. Yeah, there we go. I wanted the Doomwraith to have to go to this side if he wants to fight. And he does. He loves fighting. So let's have you finish that off. I might just want to leave this tile because we have the high ground here.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm gonna focus a lot of people on the Doomwraith now. We'll figure things out afterward. So what is Toxic Pulse? When the battle round starts, ignore the defense of targeted units. 30 damage to adjacent enemy units with bonus damage from veterancy. Okay, so we don't really want to group up a bunch of melee on him. I mean, that's going to be a pretty good shot.
There's a lot of health.
I mean, they got to be pretty tough to be called Doomwraiths, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to go ahead and just barrage him across the thing here. Oh, Ecclesiarch's Fury is a punch. It is a one range. Okay, well, then I don't think I do want to do. And we can throw up a shared ward. Yeah, I'm gonna ward this dude because he's gonna get punched in the face again, and it's going to hurt a lot. We're gonna keep focus on you. I'm gonna bring you forward, so he'll only be able to do that thing at the beginning of the round, right? So I'm gonna deny him the extra value of running up and getting adjacent to him, and also try to leave there not really like an exciting position for him to run into. Like if I had left this unit where it was, then it compels him to move to here, and then I have 3 units adjacent to him who all want to move away, but opportunity attacks and stuff, you know. That's no fun. So let us continue focusing here. Get him, get the armor down. Who hits hardest? Yeah, definitely bring in that shot. We might be able to pull this off this turn. It depends on who hits their crits. $44. So he's got 67 health left. Yeah, the scraper is actually like pretty high level. And then with this melee attack, I think we should have it. Okay.
Yay!
And then it's just the little lizards trying desperately to kill my hero. But these two work together very well. And then, yeah, more punching. A slight outperformance, I would say.
I mean, you didn't lose any units, so for me, that's like a great outperformance.
Yes, that was the point I was making.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Whoa. Doomwraith remains. Is that like a permanent tile anomaly? Holy shit. Look at the yield on that. Amabel.
I don't remember seeing that before.
I don't either, but that's rad as hell. Maybe it doesn't always happen, or maybe it's maybe it's a thing that got patched in. This is the downside of playing the games when they're this early in early access, when they're still in like the crust has not cooled kind of phase, is that you don't have a good way of comparing one game to another necessarily, because things are changing so quickly. What are we going to get you? Ooh, outside of battle adds 1 movement point. That's a pretty good skill. Alright, so how does interacting with these work again? Progressively close the rift tile by tile. Use this action to teleport to another rift you have previously discovered. Okay, let's just try to shut this down. Seems like the one scout can close it up by himself, which is pretty great. And we didn't really take that much damage on this army. The one hero really took the brunt of it, so we could send this army after that that flying remnant right away, I think. So it would be nice if Talak Emburu had another like reasonably ranged skill. I mean, I can just add some raw damage. That's certainly not terrible. Yeah, there's a couple of different skills that are just like some flat damage plus some additional damage with might. I mean, this is not a huge range, but it is a good skill. Okay, so you guys are all set, and yeah, now we're just as far as empire development goes, pretty much we're just waiting for the monsoon to end. Well, what do you know? I guess that means we don't get to fight the remnants this time either. I'm not sure what that slow zoom out middle shot is for. Between the shot where the light happens and the
Yeah.
shot where the quake happens. Weird. It's a weird thing. All right. Well, now we are in the business of making sure we grab our territory and also grabbing the new curiosities that have been unfurled. Unfurled? That's not the word I want. Revealed, but more so. Yeah, let's go get Orical. I'm not sure exactly where I want to put the thing. We'll figure it out. Temporary bridge here. You guys. Oh, that's not right. Cliff. That's a big fucking cliff, Amabel.
It is.
Okay, so am I allowed to build a bridge? No, okay, because the region doesn't belong to us yet. So we got some dust magma, we got some Leviathan ichor.
I have a maybe silly question
Okay.
about Endless Legend, Endless Legend 2 here. Because the cliffs do seem to be a problem often. Are there ever any units or technologies that allow you to move across cliffs?
Yeah, well, obviously flying units.
Oh, okay. Right.
It is also the case in Endless Legend 1, and I can't say for sure here, but I wouldn't be surprised. Or I would be surprised if it wasn't the case, I suppose. In Endless Legend 1, you can move from a tile of your city to an adjacent tile that is within the same city, regardless of height differences between them.
Okay.
So you have installed elevators between adjacent, and that can make actually a city that is partially above and partially below a cliff really a really interesting defensive opportunity, because you have a mobility tool that
Advantage that
attackers will not have. We do have a fortress over here, by the way, that we just never have gotten around to attacking. And yeah, we need to be thoughtful now because we have a pretty strong land bridge connection to the other two players. So we need to be considering that when we are making strategic decisions. And our scout continues to close the rift. All right, what about up here? So first of all, extractor. Earlier in the order than the drill, I'll tell you that. Secondly, I guess this is the time when we want to connect these. So attach that, and attach that. Give me an extractor for this as well. And also Orchidia, which is, I don't even know what it does, but it's fast enough to build that it'll be a nice cheap extractor. Nope, and there's another Orchidia over here. Okay. And then, you know what? I am just going to buy out the drill.
Okay.
This city is immediately going to be producing a lot of resources. We're going to get a proper bridge up here. And then turns out we have some anomalies. Calculonium. I love a little bit of calculonium. You know, all my circuits. It's the best. He's a classic for a reason.
What?
Nothing. She doesn't get it.
No, I don't. So please explain it to me. Or to the audience who might not know.
Calculonium sounds like the name of the character Calculon from Futurama, who is an acting robot, who is most contemporarily famous for his leading role on the robot soap opera All My Circuits, although he has, in fact, been in many sort of films and television programs. I expected that you might know that because I have shown you several episodes of this show in recent memory, some of which contain this character and storylines having to do with this character. But that's on me, you know.
In recent memory with that character, now that you mention it, I remember the soap opera robot, but that would have been like
something.
a year ago.
We were watching Futurama like a couple of weeks ago.
Right, but was it an episode with that robot? Or was that more like a year ago?
I think you know the answer to that question. What's up, Heprons? I can't help but notice that you're swarming and threatening my city. Curator Burgee Meng, yes, I'm actually quite occupied at the moment. This strange new soil may nurture what I seek. Urgent matters require your attention, Hepron? Anything we could assist you with? Very urgent. My advisors say it is impossible, but they are fools. Fools! I will do what must be done to finally have a jeweled feather of my own. The rarest, most precious of beasts. The jeweled feather is indeed rare. If we help you, perhaps you'll be willing to help us in return. Yes, of course. Though the trick to capturing a jeweled feather is no secret. They prefer calm waters. They never gather where rivers flow too fast. You know, we can slow the river that is upsetting you. Oh, build a dam in Braith. Hey, that's actually like a properly... Like, that makes sense as a kind of favor to do to them, and it's in the verbs, and like, fucking, this is a rad minor faction quest.
Because I was worried they're going to have you go fight someone. Yeah. So good job on that.
Fight that guy and get me his feather. Okay, so I don't actually know how dam building works. We have the ability, I think, because I think it's on the same technology as the bridge. Oh, it's an army action.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I will totally do that. I do want to put my camp down here. And then we'll go do that. General Natalia Shaparenko wants shared research, and they'll pay us 12 Orchidia for it. This is way better for them than it is for us. Unwise. We are clearly leading on science, and everybody wants to draft off of it. Check that out. Ancient remnants.
That's a lot of...
It's like a maze. It's like a seaweed maze. All right, so we're about to have some income of some luxury resources that ought to be really nice to have. In addition, do our new regions have anything that... No, it doesn't look like it. I was going to say, we potentially have gotten some new ridges maybe, but not so much. Does my other army want to lay down a camp while I'm over here? So Genimos has more Leviathan Ichor, but that's not really what we're looking for. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to bother with Genimos. What is that? Darkhorn. Ah, an industry booster. Sure, sure. I think I'm gonna stay on the path here. Our scouts are eagerly closing that rift. Got a camp established. We're going to attach. We're not going to attach. Turns out shit gets expensive. You guys are gonna go grab this anomaly, or you know what? We could just dam the river now and worry about the anomaly in a minute. So how does this work? Okay, yeah. It costs 50 dust and takes a turn is the answer. Okay, so we're turn 94, by the way. We're probably if that if the victory condition thing does happen on turn 100, we're getting real close.
Okay.
Okay, right now we only have a couple of farms, but the laborer's hut will still decent payout. And up here, we definitely have a lot of room for expansion. We have a lot of these new cities. We need to make nice with our new neighbors.
Did you do that Empire action, or was that still charging?
Oh, no, it is charged. Yeah, no, I haven't done it. You're right. I should. Let's send out the delegation from, this city, the capital. Called missionaries sent to Dawnbreak. Dawnbreak, Reefborn, Garen's Rest, Stonehold, and Longshore. Okay. So we can see that this city belongs to another empire. We can get some information back from our people. Not a huge amount of information, but we know that they have too much population. They don't have enough vocation slots for all their people. The opponent's construction queue cannot be spied on. They have 6 militia. We know the fortification levels and stuff, but those pieces of information are generally available. But that's cool. It gives us some vision, some detailed vision. Check out their advanced laboratories.
That's neat. Which faction is this?
These guys are the broken, or not the. They have a new name. The Last Lords.
Okay.
Right? These guys.
We find
Okay.
an equilibrium.
They want 12 Lazualan for the okay. I have taken it. I have signed a non-aggression pact with everybody. I don't know that everybody's going to want to actually be friends in any kind of long-term way, but I do think it behooves us to try. I'm going to create a scout up here real quick. We're just going to buy ourselves a scout before we get back on any other kind of thing. Oh, we should definitely have Hyperium extraction. Okay. So, actually putting stuff in the build queue. Do we want improvements? Do we want... Well, we're short glass steel. A lot of our improvements require glass steel. How much glass steel are we bringing in per turn? 1. So... I guess let's build some more districts. We can still use some more districts around here. That is a resource, not an anomaly. That's an anomaly, though. What if we build a lab out here? Okay, you are going to go grab me this, and then we're going to have some words with these neutrals here. These minor faction folks, and some minor faction folks have jumped our We've jumped our army in the wilderness, and we are expected to lose an auto-resolve. We do have a higher total value, but it is 6 flying units. So it's going to be really hard to keep them out of the archers. It's going to be hard to keep them from taking up whatever position they feel like taking up. And they have Leeching Strike. 70% lifesteal. Yeesh. Along with ignoring the defense of damaged units. Not being vulnerable to attacks of opportunity. I mean, I see where they're scary. Retreat kills our hero. I'm going to try it. It is a scary
I can't
fight.
believe you did that.
It
So
is
we'll
a scary
twist out
fight
at that
for sure,
time.
especially with them getting to run first forward into forested positions. Like that's harsh.
Yeah.
How are we going to take advantage of the terrain? So let's see. You're going to have to run to here to have a shot of any kind. You're going to move forward to here and finish that nerd off. You... It is awkward that this is... Like, he's going to have to move to here to get the optimal use of this. But we're going to need the health. And that means he doesn't get to lead the attack this turn, and that's fine. All right.
So far, so good.
Oh god, the vampire is a big problem. We really gotta focus. Fortunately, the laser makes it really easy to actually finish things off in one. Unfortunately, everything else that's happening here, we're bottlenecked in a really frustrating way. And the attacks of opportunity are very brutal. And you are just going to die no matter what happens. How much movement do these guys have? 3. The healthy ones have 3. So I think if I withdraw him to here, he gets his shielding momentum health, and then he doesn't... He's not in range of anybody. So he at least gets to move. Or he at least gets to fight a little bit. But he can't reach those guys. No, this is really ugly. Yeah, the healing is too much for us.
Yeah.
Wow, even through the shield. I really thought that was going to keep him alive. Okay, well... We fought as valiantly as we knew how. It's an expensive army. I could have retreated. I should have retreated. Oh, you couldn't even get him? Come on, low roll on the damage. In fact, I think that might have been minimum damage.
I'm sorry, sweetheart.
I don't believe you.
I was crossing my fingers for... Hey!
You were like, I can't believe you did that.
No, that's not what I said.
It is. I heard
I
it.
said I can believe you did that.
Okay. But you said it in a way that meant the other thing.
No, because I thought you might be able to squeak it out, and it wasn't
And I didn't. And I
okay.
didn't.
Sure, but I don't know. I thought you did a valiant job.
Okay. So we encountered. So we did. I mean, that was the thing they wanted, right? Was the bridge? No, they wanted the bridge built in this region. The dam. God, it's on the river, but it's not in the right region. Amabel.
Okay. Can you build another one?
Yeah, probably. Okay, the rift was closed. Huzzah! Oh, these guys are already chill. Well, let's head this way. So we get a new hero. Uh-oh. A small mechanism protrudes from the ground. It appears unscratched and unbroken, but a small yellow light blinks in a regular pattern. An Okensi stands next to it, lost so deep in thought they do not note your arrival. Excuse me, but... Ah! Oh, sorry. Just trying to remember this blinking pattern and a song from our oldest archives. You know what this means. The machine, the pattern of light. Well, I'm sure I do. It's only a matter of time. It's from the Lay of the Machine That Weeps, an ancient work tying visual rhythms to physical items. A dictionary translating blinking lights to words. Exactly! But the words of the ancients. Oh, give me a moment. I must recall my library of songs. Refrain 212, line 38? 310, 61. No, no. Aha! Perfect. Refrain 376, line 110. The machine is trying to produce something, but it lacks crystal caps. If you return with it, it will certainly manufacture the item that has been in the queue for, well, centuries. Okay, so Hyperium. I mean, we're good at Hyperium. And we'll get what looks like an extremely mediocre... Oh, no, okay, not that mediocre. We'll get like a pretty alright accessory. Okay, well, I'm happy for that. That'll be fun.
I thought that was a pretty good performance too, sweetheart.
Thank you. Why? What's so good about it?
So you put some pauses in there that weren't necessarily in the text, but are of a piece of it to kind of get across. Especially the line about needs crystal caps, like just the way you did that, kind of gets across the remembering the thing, like just the.
That's very sweet.
I, I mean, you're. Why do you think I keep casting you in my videos?
Because you don't know that many people.
Motherfucker, I know people.
I'm gonna hire Hades Rabu as our new hero.
That's an amazing name.
In part just for like now we have one of each class of hero, or one of each equipment class of hero. So now we can use all the equipment we find. But also I do think the Oracle effect, should we ever, decide to make him a counselor, I think that's a pretty decent one.
Yeah.
You and Rose are going to be friends, and you are going to be in the same army together. And you're going to learn many powerful things. Okay, this is a fair amount of extra health. And what else? When applying a status to self, gain shield. Ooh, when attacking units with negative status, recover health. I do like that kind of thing. When attacking, applies all its own statuses to adjacent friendlies. I don't know if that will be good or not. Ooh, anytime you defend, gain a bunch of shield. That's probably a lot of extra effective health. You know?
Yeah.
1 resilience, 1 determination. I mean, I'd rather have the resilience for sure. We'll give you that, and then I should probably also remember to refill your equipment slot. Because we did use the grenade. Okay. So these two are going to receive a new trained up army. Because we need to have a functional army. So they're going to hang out here until this is built. So they're both melee fighters. So I think we'll go for 2 more ranged, and then I don't know if we want another. Do we probably want another melee? Devotees have an incapacitating strike, which is certainly helpful. And that's, I think, what our dust is going to go to for the next little while here. All right. Anyway, we moved into a new scientific era.
Okay.
The Years of Revelation. So we've unlocked extra unit slots in our armies. So actually, we can even go 1 more. City cap. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. And some technologies, you know. Sage's Insight is not available. That's interesting. A prior technology must be researched first. Sage's Wisdom. No, wait, I have Sage's Wisdom. It is absolutely checkmarked, so I don't know what this refers to. That's interesting.
Why is it not? Shouldn't it tell us?
You would think so. Well, for the moment... Ooh, what is this? An improved holy oculum lets its adepts exercise greater power for good or evil. +3 population slots for scribes, +2 science on scribes, and a massive reduction in food consumption on cities. +5 science per level on the holy oculum. Yeah, let's lean into that. We love our holy oculum around here. So, the number of active missionaries you have sent to other cities. Facts +5 dust science. Where is that? Is that... Okay, it's broken down here. I would love to know, I guess these are all Empire level resources, so I was like, I would love to know which city these are credited to. But actually, only industry and food have to be credited to cities. This stuff all accumulates on the Empire level. So for every missionary we have sent out, we're getting these 15 resources. I mean, like, a point of population producing 5 science and 5 influence is actually pretty phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Even without the dust. Either one of those, honestly, I'd be pretty excited about. So sending people out to other people's cities is not like the worst thing in the world. Like, obviously, you don't want to be giving your opponents a lot of population, but I mean, but it is rad though to do it.
Yeah.
What a weird, cool faction they've designed here. You know what these guys could be doing while they're waiting for their troops to build, actually? They can be constructing a dam.
Is it in the right place this time?
It is inside the right... Yeah. It will make the dam downstream feel a little insufficient. A little inconsequential, perhaps. But that's fine. Okay, so we're just Trying to make friends with all the folks. These people are not, by their nature, aggressive, which I appreciate, but they're still not friends. To be honest, Curator Berjimang, it's not a good time for a visit. We had too much fuss here lately without Tahooks dropping by. I think we've seen this one.
Yeah.
All right. Find a way to ask for their cooperation. Oh, the text must be different here. Hold on. Okay, never mind. Never mind that thing I said, hold on. Propose shared research to the kin of Sheridan. Much more interesting minor faction stuff going on. I mean, to some extent, I think there's been patches, but also maybe you just get more interesting requests later in the game.
That could be. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't actually grab that curiosity. I walked right up to it and didn't. Okay. I meant to grab it. And then we're going to go try to talk to these ones as well. What's left of that army has attacked us. We will defeat them in instant resolution and take their Crimson Wing rune. Which gives us
Sick.
fleet wins.
And that gives you 2 victories with that hero.
No. I mean, it gives you 2 victories with that hero, but who gives a shit?
Oh, that's not Talak and Burrow.
That's not the
Okay.
guy.
Okay.
I see what you're after, but that sadly is not the guy.
Well, okay then.
Yeah, we do need to get into a fight with some other minor faction with that army, and we totally will.
Now that faction quest proposed a shared thing to the, and that's something you can do anytime, right?
Yeah.
Let's enjoy these good times.
I think this is mostly good for them, but I do want to make friends. I love to make friends, Amabel.
I know.
No, leave me alone.
You know, what people are always saying about Samhain Bones is she loves to make friends and is not a misanthrope.
And it's weird that they keep saying that without being prompted.
Yeah, real strange.
Nobody threatens them or pays them any money, and they just say it. Well, wait, but we did it, right? Like, I built the dam.
Is it still building?
No, it's there.
Is it in Braith?
Yeah, this is Braith.
I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't know what the hell's going on. Also, apparently you leveled up at some point. We should probably spend that. I mean, damage is good. You have so much determination. Holy crow.
Maybe they want you to build it next to their village, which seems like they would tell you that rather than...
Yeah. I mean, I want to get over to this village to try to take a quest from them, but I don't know that they're actually going to let me through. I certainly don't want to move any closer this turn. I think you're good for the moment. Because I'm afraid if I walked the one more step that I'm entitled, I'd get attacked and have to retreat. My hope here is that I can, at the beginning of this turn, just really quick run over, chat with them, get the quest, and then they can attack us, and we'll be fine. You know, I'll run away, and it's whatever. We're under attack. They strike at night. Organized guard shifts, but somebody's gonna slay these monsters. Destroy the night bandits, Amabel.
All right.
What do you think?
Signing this treaty will allow each empire to grow the empire's available population in their cities. And they'll give us Orchidia. I'll take it.
Wise.
Thanks. I also thought it was wise. So we have enough Orchidia income that we're actually going to be able to like run boosters sometimes now. We have to get up to 61. Man, it takes a lot. Y'all want to do deeper collaboration, which is it's so much better for you than it is for us. Sorry, friend. I don't mean to hurt your feelings, but like, all right. What if the problem is before the army was not standing in Braith? I didn't use the action with my army in Braith. I'm not allowed to build a dam on this river because it's too dried out. Damn it.
Can you destroy the other dam?
I'm not even sure. I can pacify these guys with dust. That's going to be my big plan for the moment, I think. Specialize our raiders into mighty raiders, and eventually perhaps elite raiders. Alright, listen first, Tahooks. The tribes watch me, for I have promised that the strongholds would be ours again. The 100 tribes united as one. The glory of Saka. It's a grand promise. You're planning to do all this alone? Well, the hags say the time is now. The tribes will gather. From stronghold hollows, the spirits of the deep will hear our prayers. Only one thing stands between me and Saka. Well, we know little about the strongholds, but we can help your efforts, if we both benefit. Respect for the spirits of the deep stops me from taking trees for fuel. Their roots run deep. But you do. The fires of your works are always burning. Indeed, we have industry to sustain. Build a store for the fuel for my strongholds, and I will not forget it. That's a clever workaround for an internal social problem that he's experiencing. Build 2 improvements in Suraban. Oh, friend. Oh, friend, can I ever. Let me tell you about how good we are at building shit in Suraban.
Are we doing that this episode?
We're doing everything this episode, Amabel. This is the one that runs to eternity. Actually, I'm just trying to get to turn 100.
All right.
For obvious reasons.
Seems like big round numbers.
I hope that's okay. I hope you're not going to destroy me, as you keep promising to do.
Hey, I thought we weren't going to talk about our private
Amabel
bedroom life.
Holland. We will build the 2 cheapest improvements. I did kind of say, I didn't say that, but I was kind of like, listen, this private stuff can be private. So it's weird that you would bring it up to make a joke now. Almost like you don't care how I feel about it. It's weird. Weird thing. That. I'm glad you're amused. I guess I'm less than glad that it sounds like you might suffocate on it. You'll be okay?
Yeah. How often have I heard those words?
Amabel Holland.
Let's see.
They'll give us 28 titanium. We currently have no titanium income, so I will in fact
Okay, that's pretty good.
take this. Our time of isolation is over. They revoked their border closure. Yeah, because now we're getting all friendly. So we've already made friends with those guys. I want to get out here and make friends with more people. It's just, we gotta watch out for the ones who are trying to eat us until we are finished making their dreams come true one by one. Did you re-hostilize? Huh. Did I just not do this right? Okay, a donation for our sleeping king. Yeah, cool. And welcome aboard, Screecher. Or should we say, Elite Screecher. What's the difference? You get... Oh, cruel. You become cruel. Well, fair enough. So, can I just run back over here and buy you out as well? Okay. You know, that takes care of some of that. This army will go in, or this unit will go and join that army.
A mighty Screecher.
A mighty Screecher indeed. Okay, so we're building up stuff. This unit will complete the army that we're working on, and then we'll have a little bit more ability to run around here. All right, we have the resource in question, and look what it produced. Hold on, you. Brilliant! And here I was, worried it would be a dangerous explosive. I shall write a song of this epic as well. I like the No Quincy Lore Master.
Yeah.
Talak and Baru, may the old ones guide us. Excuse me? May the old ones guide us. Okay? Who are the old ones, and why would we seek their guidance? Really, Talak and Baru, you should know more about the old ones than me, with all your wandering across Sayada. Okay, you mean the ancient civilization who left behind the strange ruins. Kind of a weird way for a Tahuk to talk about that. Their wisdom could transform Sayada if we are devoted enough to them. Prophet Idraban proclaims it. This sounds very like a cult. Again, a weird thing for a Tahuk specifically to say.
Yeah.
We are not a cult. We are pioneers of a new frontier of knowledge. And I'll have you know this place is going to be the local base of operations for the latest chapter of the Children of Sayada. Okay. Well, we could banish them and steal their legendary axe. Sorry, legendary two-handed sword. It is a pretty good sword. We could ridicule them. Nothing halts a movement faster than derision, if only. Or we could welcome them, and they will unlock a reduction in cost for laboratories, and also the Philosopher's Circle, which causes our scribes to be even scriblier. I mean, I'm inclined to welcome, we'll find legendary axes somewhere else. Okay, Prophet Idraban and their followers, like you, can use our home for gatherings? Is that what you call them? Wonderful! Wait. There must also be a donation to the Tahuks. Something valuable. I know just the thing. Praise be to the old ones. Okay, so you're all healed up. You're joining the force, and you're not ready to repurchase yet. Next turn. Next turn, we're good on that. You are not going to survive trying to get past these night bandits. Well, you know what? These are the night bandits, though. These aren't the actual armies of the faction, so we'll try running. We'll see. These guys we'll send down here, looking for somebody to get into a fight with. And we will discover this very cool-looking structure. This is adjacent to Braith, right? We can expand onto this. Braith's allowed to pick up one more region. What is it? I found a beached dagger and Scion's charm. This is an iron skin panopticon. A crumbling, overgrown prison. The abundance of scientific treasures suggests the site was once much more than a simple gale. So, grants 100 science to the first empire that claims it. Tremendously improves the reward from curiosities. Plus 4 science per scribe. Yo. Piroxana, what can you tell me about this discovery? A wondrous construction of the sages. If the observations by the scouts are correct, this must once have been a prison. Very high security, very special, with all cells visible from a central room. An odd and abusive way to punish. Does it have any value to us? Well, I suppose we could come up with some possibilities, but being here makes the troops uneasy. Well, then let's decide and move on. So we could seal this foul thing up forever. Learn from the mistakes of others, get some red sang and some science, or exploit it to keep the troops in line. I don't like that.
No, I don't like that either.
I'm gonna say educate. Listen, we're about to move in and build over this for sure. Few ruins this ancient are in such good condition, you know? This will make the troops happier than opening it up for the ones who are late to roll call. So yeah, we are definitely going to want to put down somewhere out here. What is this? Hey, crystal cap.
Hey, you need that.
We don't. They said
No?
they wanted crystal cap, but but the quest actually asked for Hyperium.
Okay, never mind.
We finished that quest actually.
Right,
Already.
we did that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a lot to keep track of.
Yeah, I agree.
And then I'm trying to be funny on top of it. That takes a lot of effort. Ah.
Ooh, sorry about that. Coughing fit crept up on me out of nowhere. Okay, so the Empire is getting bigger. I'm going to grab Highway Patrol for the improved movement along roads. We still don't actually have all of our cities with trading posts, so we don't have good roads yet, but we're gonna get there. Here, obviously, we must flee, and we have been fled directly into even hostiler territory. And turn 100 came and went without that event happening, so I guess it's not necessarily linked to turn 100. Let me do this real quick so that we can try to get this chat in before we get murdered. Yep, there goes our scout, but we got the quest. All right, find the foundlings in hard times. There's raiders, if you can believe it. These raiders, they like to use Sayada's waterways. So destroy these waterway raiders, and you'll get approval on Bridge Foundation, the Bridge Admirers trait. Okay. And yeah, I guess it's not always the case that that event occurs on turn 100. Amabel, I just noticed. You know what we get to do for the first time?
What?
Use our Sacred Flame.
Oh. Okay.
Fuck you.
Damn.
I mean, that's pretty good damage.
Yeah.
Is there a cooldown on that? 5 turns. Okay. That's a pretty fun ability. All right. Well, with that, we have not expanded much. Some of the other players certainly have. But we've done some important stuff. We've grabbed some things that matter. We're gonna grab Tamel. I should probably remember to attach this to Bodari. And just to pop us out where we began here, you can see our score has gone up some during the episode, and everybody else's score has gone up way more than that. 36, 52. Okay, we are still leading on technological score, though.
Can you go to the
So that's
story so
something.
far?
Sure.
Is it that we need to do more quests?
Well, I mean, there's
unlock
the
the
encounters
thing?
with these guys, but we don't have any control over when
Okay.
these happen, as far as I can tell. They just kind of they show up when they feel like showing up.
Okay.
So yeah, it was just a coincidence. I think last turn that it happened on turn 100 exactly.
Okay.
That's fine. It'll happen when it happens. In the meantime, we're
Yeah.
working toward it. We're trying our best to strengthen up and make friends here. Also, while I'm thinking about it, protectorates. We have all these slots available, but we're not really actually getting all that many pacified villages in our territory.
Yeah.
We need to make more friends. The Onoroi, though, plus health regeneration on units. Definitely a very valuable one. Okay. With that, Amabel, we're out of here. That's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. When you return next time, we will continue to await the delivery of our victory conditions. Seems like kind of an odd way to put it. I mean, we're working toward them as best we can now because we already know what they are, but they probably should. They probably should let us formally know what's up. But it'll happen when it happens. And also, the murders and whatnot. All of it shall continue. So come back for that, and we'll see you then.